Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we are going to do a review of the the Hinderer Project-X. This guy is an S45VN with the blue titanium oxide and then the battle blue titanium show side. Very good action. I'm gonna adjust my camera slightly here, so don't mind that here. That way I can show things like that drop shut action it has. The fact that it is centered. But first we're gonna do some, just take the camera back again, just so we can do some proper size comparisons. But first, can you please like the Facebook page, follow the Instagram here, and subscribe. That'd be very helpful. Much appreciated. But let's go ahead and get into size comparisons. Okay, first, the 940. As you can tell, both in the blade and in the handle, it is larger. Handle, barely larger. Blade, noticeably larger. Overall, just a larger knife, larger footprint. And let's get into also this guy. The Shaman, again, got a longer blade. Pretty much identical handle. And to the higher end of things, the Strider S&G, very similar handle length, longer blade slightly, not by much, but it is a longer blade. Same thing with the XM18. This kind of is a more direct comparison when it comes to overall length here. This is longer in about every way here, larger in about every aspect here. Handles, and then so of course over here is a little dirty. Gotta clean it. A little bit longer blade. You can kind of see that the blade is longer. Okay, now we're gonna put this down very weirdly with my left hand. Don't mind that. But one size comparison that I think most people will get to understand is this guy, the fulltrack. In size, overall, it is identical. Just straight identical. They are pretty much the same size knife overall. Very similar in weight. It's the exact same in overall thickness. Even though the jimping is slightly different, they are the same thickness. Both are centered. Similar angle on the pocket clip. Flippers are obviously different. Blade styles are different. Action is different. This is way better action, to be frank and to be honest. This right here has a heck of a detent. I know they're not all like that, so I can't really put this one above that. One thing that you will notice, fitted finish. thing I will say about this guy, finish, you see that this has larger gaps around the pivot. Now it's not like gonna hurt the function of said, sorry, just checking if this was loose. Nope, not. That's not gonna hurt the overall function of the blade, but it is something to note. The reason why I'm comparing these two is people are constantly debating whether this is the predecessor to the fulltrack or not. To be honest, I don't know. I think it might be, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it is or not. I've heard rumors that they're going to be making more fulltracks. I have no idea if that is 100% true. But I would not mind it at all. In fact, I would be all for it. But a lot of people love the fulltrack for good reason. It's a unique design, very Hinderer-like. It has good ergonomics. It is a beast, but also it is thin behind the edge, so it cuts well. Good slicer, good, like it is, now it is large for a lot of people, so there's that. So is the Project-X, but, so let's just go overall. Overall, this is just as thin behind the edge, if not thinner. So in that area, the Project-X does win. It is definitely more stabby. So if you're looking for puncturing into boxes, there you go. But this is also more robust on the tip. So if you're looking for more tip strength, that's a thing to look into. You do have actually more cutting edge on the Project-X. This fuller is larger on here than it is here. So that is something to kind of go into. Kind of see right there. Barely more cutting edge, but it is something to consider. Flipping on this, I would argue it is overall better than the fulltrack. The ergonomics, by the way, on the Project-X are in fact better than the fulltrack. I'm not saying they're the best that Hinderer has to offer, but they are better than the fulltrack. I think one of the main things that both these have that everybody likes is the tool. So let's get into that. Tool-wise, this tool, far better. As a tool, it's far better. I will kind of explain so. This is more like a backspacer. It's actually back here, hidden. Kind of goes more along with the whole knife itself. This is less of a backspacer, mainly because of this cutout right here. Although the advantage of that cutout is something I will say that the fulltrack does have over the Project-X is it makes this way easier to take out. Now, you'll notice one thing pretty obvious about these two things. This is longer, and this is shorter. This is wider, this is thinner. So yes, you can technically have more torque on this. You don't really need more torque, let's be honest, on this than this because of the length. But because it's thinner, you actually can't grasp it for that added torque. So this overall, when screwing in, you have a little bit more purchase. It is better to actually work with when messing with it. Both of these knives I have disassembled in field. I'm a tradesman. I work in the trades. I am surrounded by dirt constantly and other lovely elements, and I have taken both these apart on site right then and there because dirt or grime or whatever got to these pivots, and I had to take it out, clean it, work with it. This was faster, flat out. It may have been hard to get out of at the beginning, but to actually unscrew and screw back in, it just works better, flat out. So if in a scenario you need to be fast and need it done, I like this better. It also looks better. So this is where it gets a little bit funky here. So overall, I do think, here's the thing, I think the Project is overall a better knife than the fulltrack. I think the fulltrack is more of a classic Hinderer design, super unique and whatnot. And weirdly, because of that, this is also a unique design too. So I think this design, this kind of look, appeals to more people than the Project-X. So, in looks, that appeals to more people. So more people are going to choose that over this, because this only beats out the fulltrack very minor details and minor things. Not enough to really technically sway anybody on which one is better. Though I'll say this is overall a better knife. Overall, each has their quirks, each has their problems or their little things, but they often share those problems because they are very similar. Overall construction very similar, slightly different designs, and that is what it is. But overall, this is the better tool, better knife, flat out. Better design, better look. Aesthetically, it depends. If you like that you have texturing on both sides, you like the sweep here and how the handle is, which is better ergonomically, you like the blade style and the handle style, you're probably gonna like this more than this. But most people, from what I have gathered, like the design of this better, and so they grab this more often than they grab this. So a lot of people choose form of function in this scenario, and this is barely better in function, so it's not enough to sway people because of the design. I personally, I like both. I really do. I don't think there are days that I like the Project-X look better. There are days I like this one better. It just kind of depends. But we're gonna go ahead and put this guy back for now. I do like this a lot. Is it Hinderer's best knife overall? That's kind of the question. And I would argue no. I would actually argue that belongs to Dauntless. The Hinderer Dauntless overall. Design, the ergonomics, the utility factor of this is just way better. The overall, it's not, fall shutty. It has great action, but you don't need a knife any bigger than this on day-to-day use. You just don't. Small things, you don't really need anything bigger than this. So ergonomically, fantastic. Functionally, fantastic. Looks and fit and finish, fantastic. Unique, yep, 100%. Very much a Hinderer, yep. So this is probably, to be quite honest, second best. That is what it is. Now there's other knives out there. There's the Eclipse, which is better than the XM18. But the Eclipse is not better than the Project-X. Then you got the, obviously got the fulltrack, which is probably third. And you got the Maximus, which in design and how it looks, that's probably my favorite Hinderer, flat out. But I actually like functionality, it's dead last. It's not very, on day-to-day uses, it's not very functional. If you're not sure what I am talking about, it is this guy. Not very functional in day-to-day use, but one of my favorite Hinderer designs. But yeah, if you like knives of this size, of this caliber, and you like design, go ahead and get it 100%. If you can track one down, get your whole. They also just did a drop about like a month ago, a little bit over a month ago. But if you are looking for it, if you are looking for a knife like this with the capability of taking it apart and with good ergonomics and good action like that, then one that's also very capable and can handle its own with no problem in the field, I would hunt down a Project-X 100%. I do highly recommend it. But that was a little bit different of a video than my normal, but that was because of the whole hype around whether or not it's going to replace another Hinderer design or not. And not knowing, I can't say yes or no, but what I can say is if it is just another design, another folder by Hinderer, and it doesn't take a place of another, that's just as good, if not honestly better. Will we see the fulltrack back one day? Maybe. Will it be more expensive than it was before? Probably. But I will save that for another video if they ever do come out with an updated version of the fulltrack. But that's going to be it for this video. Please, once again, like and subscribe. Please follow the Instagram and like the Facebook page. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.